And with the final announcements, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling, and I'm here to bring you the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic Cashers Round here this morning. We'll get our graphics switched over because it is game one of six games for you here. We had 204 entries into this tournament yesterday across 3 qualifying squads, an A, B, and a C squad. And now we are down to the top 64. Top 64. It took plus 30 to make it into the top 64. And our current tournament leader is Nate Stubler, who went 256 over last night. He's also the thumbnail of this event, which kind of aligns nicely. He's won this event twice, so wasn't shooting from the hip on that thumbnail decision. Second right now is Darren Bloomquist at plus 233. Lucas Finley is third at plus 205. Kenny Calkins the third is fourth at plus 203. And fifth right now is Kyle Rosenberg at plus 201. We're going to be cutting down from these 64 players down to 10 for a modified stepladder, with the top 4 all being solidified in as your top 4 inside that stepladder. Glad you're with us here this morning on Inside Bowling. Would like to say hello to those of you that are in the chat room. Had a great day of streaming yesterday. It's great to see many of you back here this morning. This oil pattern played much softer than what we normally see at these tournaments, which sometimes you got to throw the ratio out the window and you really got to look at the load data and the topography of the bowling center. Here is the pattern for today and that we used all day yesterday, which again, it took plus 30 to make the cut for 7 games. Nothing astronomical by any means, but higher scoring than what we see quite often up here in Iowa at the 2 events we do each year in September and February. The Ebonite Spring 2024 pattern is 42 feet in length, 31.54 milliliters of oil. They're using fire oil, and you can see the ratio. It is asymmetric, just about 2 to 1. 2 to 1, which is normally extremely flat, very demanding, and it is a tricky pattern. But because of the way that the loads of oil are applied to the lane and being fire oil, the pattern plays outside, which is some built-in angle into the pocket, meaning if your bowling ball is traveling from the right side of the lane and going left, it creates more angle, which means more angle equals more pin carry, and that's why we see the scores a little bit higher here today. The players that we have in front of us over here on lanes 21 and 22 are your leaders. You see Mr. Nate Stubler there up on lane 22 currently. As I mentioned, is the tournament leader. Darren Bloomquist is letter B right below him in second. Lucas Finley is third, who is letter C, and letter D is Kenny Calkins the third. Then when you look just to the left, these are your players that qualified in the 61st through 64th positions, which are Anthony Mastriani, who qualified 61st. 62nd is Emma Wren. 65th is Alexis Runk, and 66th is Ryan Burks. So that's who we have for you right here. And I also have another pair available. 2 pairs, to be exact. We'll watch Alexis throw this shot here. Playing right up the outside. That's exactly how you want to play them, and that was a good shot. So those players in the bottom right of your screen in our picture-in-picture box. And we head over to lanes 15 through 18, where we have on 15 and 16, letter B is Louis Lugo. Trey Van Wyck is letter A. Letter C, Jacob Kraft. And letter D, Tim Schmidt. Then on the right side of your screen, over on 17 and 18, letter A is Brendan Sramick. Letter B is Harley Shane. Letter C is Braxton Cobble. And letter D is Brian Roth. Those are your lane pairings for game one. 6 games for you in total. All pins do carry over from yesterday here at the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. And here at the Winter Classic, there's a lot of added prize money available for these players due to the great sponsors that we have supporting the Greater Iowa Bowling Association major tournaments, and this is one of those two. We would like to thank Ebonite, our title sponsor. If you are looking for a new bowling ball purchase or just a product that you need something, whether if it's maybe a new bag or some accessories, check out Ebonite at ebonite.com, and you can also check out the Brunswick family of brands, makers of 7 different brands, and Ebonite in those family of brands. So thank you to Ebonite. We would also like to thank I Am Bowling, the official jersey supplier of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. I Am Bowling, you can save 25% on their website at iambowling.com using coupon code GIBA, and that is year-round. Nice discount, nice savings there if you're looking for some team jerseys or just jerseys for yourself. Check out iambowling.com. In addition to that, we'd like to thank Brandon Steen over at the Steen team. If you're looking for some financing and you're in this area, make sure you check out Brandon Steen and the Steen team. And who could forget the wonderful Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, who have supported all these bowlers coming into town for many years, and a nice donation to the prize fund for these bowlers to bowl for. Thank you to the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. The official drink of the Ebonite Winter Classic is Budweiser and Bud Light. Please remember to always drink responsibly. Also have a local restaurant here called The Other Place. It's over on Ridgeway. They also are a continued supporter of this event. A lot of the bowlers go over and eat there. Awesome place to take your friends and family and have a nice meal out at the OP restaurant on Ridgeway. Then, of course, when you get into town or when you're leaving town, before you fill up your vehicle, make sure when you do so, you go over to Kwik Star and Kwik Trip. They'll take care of you because they take care of the bowlers here by supporting this one. And then when you're in the area, make sure if you need lodging, you head over to the Hampton Inn. Hampton Inn is the official lodging partner of the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. If you'd like to support our stream here, you can do it in a multitude of ways. One is free, is you can just subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. But if you're looking to maybe pick up a gift for somebody or get something for yourself, head over to InsideBowling.com. You can use coupon code YouTube, and you'll save 15% on all apparel. We have a lot of hoodies and t-shirts available, 500 designs plus. There's something for everyone. And in addition to that, we also have now converted over to a full-service pro shop. You can order bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories. It's all available at Inside Bowling, and we ship out same day on business days. We ship out same day, and we'll get you taken care of. And if you ever have an issue or you have a question, you can always email us at sales@insidebowling.com. That comes directly to myself and our team, and we can answer any questions for you. So there you have it. That takes us through Pays the Bills. Takes care of just about everything we got going on here from a sponsorship role and how you can support the stream that we put to you guys so often here on this channel. We are at 85,000 subscribers. We just rolled that over on Friday, and we're picking up about 1,500 a month right now. We'd like to see that number grow, and we cannot wait until we get to 100,000 subs. We continue to put out instructional videos and cool video content, bowling ball reviews and that on this channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell every time we go live. You'll be notified, or when we drop a new video. Good morning to Jamie, Scott, Tom, Philip, Brian, Power Cord, Michael. Oh, and look at Michael Martell in the chat. Hello, hello, sir. We miss you. We wish you were here. Past champion. Past champ. Love the past champ. As a matter of fact, I think that's a good idea, a good segue here. So since these tournaments started back in 2011, these major events with added prize money, and difficult patterns. In 2011, there was one event conducted, and Matt McNeil won that one. Then in 2012, there was one of them, and it was Derek Sapp won that one. He bowled 300 in the title match, went Brooklyn on the last ball. It's on our YouTube channel. It's a pretty cool broadcast. Matt McNeil actually sat in the booth with me at that one. Then in 2013, Nick Heilman took it down, and then that was the year that we started doing 2 a year. Jason Poley took down the second one. That was 2013. In 2014, Casey Murphy and Tom Hess were your champions. Murphy in February, Tom Hess in September. Then in 2015, Matt Smith won in January, and in September, Steve Keeler took it down. In 2016, in February, it was Dave Barris. In 2016, in September, it was Casey Murphy who won this event for the second time, our first two-time champion. Then in 2017, in March, Vince Biondo won, and in September, Chris Pearson won. That was 2017. In 2018, Nick Pate won in February. And in September, Tom Hess won for the second time in September. In February of 2019, Michael Martell. That's why I came to this stat here, because Mike's in the chat right now. I remember when Mike won in February of 2019, he was absolutely on fire. He bowled so awesome, and that's archived on our YouTube channel as well. It was a pleasure bringing you that one. Michael Martell in 2019. Then in September, Dave Barris won for the second time. In February of 2020, Tom Hess was your champion. He's won 3 times. In September of 2020, Nate Stubler won. Then in March of 2021, Daniel Healy won. In September of 2021, Nate Stubler won for the second time. January of 2022, because of state tournament, we had to have it a little early. Matt Gasson took it down. In September of 2022, Chad Nelson got his first win. And then in February of 2023, it was Spencer Robarge. And in September of 2023, it was Brady Stearns winning the event. So those are your champions here. This is the 25th edition. And Mike, there is Anthony. No, that's a terrible break. He's playing the lanes right. He's doing it right. Ball just maybe going a little long. Hey, what's going on, Kenny Seymour? Hope you're doing well and the health is okay, buddy. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Tom. Yeah, just saw Casey Murphy down in Springfield. He actually got a one of the 2 spots that was awarded to the bowling center. Casey got the bowl, and he just missed the cut in the main event down there. Casey is such a tremendous bowler. Always enjoyed Casey. Great dude too. He was one of the few people when I first started inside bowling that understood what I was trying to do. Called me. I was I was tearing up when I had my first IB Open. He called me. We were at Outback in St. Charles, Missouri, and he called me just to let me know, dude, that was awesome, and I completely get what you're trying to do there. And it was a long weekend, and I was emotional already just pulling that thing off that first year. When you run your first event, you're live streaming, you're running the tournament, you're on no sleep, and just about lost it when Casey gave me this really heartfelt call on his drive home. So that's the type of guy Casey Murphy is. Emma's string comes to an end with a triple and then a 9 there. Left the 10 pin. Looks like the left lane's a little tight. Mr. Martell, if you were here, I'm not saying that they are favorable compared to the right-handers on the left, but the lefties are certainly not shut out this week, with several of them bowling quite well. I'm sure you would be towards the top of the leaderboard here, considering you're a defending champ. You know exactly what to expect here. I am really impressed, though, here with my man Lucas Finley. who just struck on lane 21. Love the way he bowls. Eric Litting and I last night were actually talking about him. And what a nice break there on 17, by the way. You can always DVR and replay it back if you missed it within the YouTube browser here. But I was talking about Lucas Finley, and I was comparing him a little bit to Art Brown. Art was still the smoothest lefty I've ever seen, so I've never really compared anybody to Art, but he's probably the closest I've seen in the modern day era. And we figured it out. It's with his right arm, his balance arm. He flips it over like Art Brown did, and I think that's where I kind of saw that. Plus, he lays the ball down onto the lane nice and smooth like Art did. A little kink in his backswing, too. Alexis comes in light for the 2-4-10, and she looks very surprised and confused by that ball reaction. She just threw 3 in a row prior to that. Stubler striking. Nice double there from Nathan. Brendan Tramick on 18, wrapping that 10 pin. Looked pretty good. He was flirting with the gutter, but thought it would come back and strike. We are seeing a few more corner pins maybe this morning than we saw yesterday. Bloomquist has got a nice heavy roll to his bowling ball over there on 21. That last shot was just about, let's just call it, you know, we call him a no doubter. Just the way that ball was driving through the pins. He's going to have a very high percentage of striking today if he throws it like that. He'll be able to string 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7, 8 baggers. Stubler now looking for a triple. Oh, through the face for a 4-pin. I'm going to run down to the tournament desk and see if I can get some information for a minute. Tiger Biker, good question. Do we have any 300s? I believe Bloomquist had 300 yesterday, and it's funny you mentioned that. I just left for a second to go down and talk to Joe and Rosie, see if they could get me the individual scores from yesterday. Scott, I live in St. Louis now. So we got Seoul, Korea represented. We got some Swedes in the house. Welcome into the chat room, everybody. Hopefully, wherever you are, it's a wonderful day, and you're doing quite well. Bloomquist had 300 yesterday, and he's got 269 going here on lane 21. Letter B up there. Kenny Calkins with a strike on 22. Alexis Runk. Is that one going to hook? Almost too much. She'll take it. It's the right way to be playing them. Lucas Finley. We've seen him use reactive and urethane to score. Still bowl 228. Got 238 left for Stubler. Bloomquist 269, as I mentioned, and Kenny Calkins can bowl 225. Awesome shot right there by Anthony. Nice four-bagger, 6 through the 9th frames. Can bowl 224. Possible 225 for Emma Wren. And the 6-pin stands for Ryan Burks. And Alexis Runk can bowl 232. Down below on the bottom right of your screen, over on 15 and 16, it was 224 for Jacob Kraft. Tim Schmidt had 213. 235 for Trey Van Wyck. 176 on a fill here for Luis Lugo. And then over on 17 and 18, currently up right now on a fill ball for 236 is Brian Roth. Braxton Coble had 198. It was 173 for Brendan Sramick, and a possible 219 for Harley Shane. The other players in the field here today, I mentioned our leaders. 5th is Kyle Rosenberg. 6th, Lucas Hersrud. 7th, Mike Yaw. 8th, Seth Tegtmeyer. 9th, Chad Moss. 10th, Andrew Blaney. 11th, Ryan Julian. 12th, Dave Barris. 13th, Brandon Runk. 14th, Jake Bedard. 15th, Kai Yamada. 16th, Zach Carter. 17th, Logan Williams. 18th, Rob Amers. 19th, Brady Gustafson. 20th, Tom Hess. 21st, Josh Kennedy. 22nd, Jonathan Shallow. 23rd, Kendrick Siders. 24th, Simon Larson. 25th, Zach Andreessen. 26th, Brody Green. 27th, Victor Cortez. 28th, Chad Nelson. 29th, Johnny Davis. 30th, Brady Stearns, our last champion here. 31st is Jace Meyer. 32nd, Chris Wiley. 33rd, Kyle Kroll. 34th, Matt Hibbard. 35th, Jason Jones. 36th, Jake Schramm. 37th, Dan Healy. 38th, Trenton Holtz. 39th is Nick Heilman. 40th is Isaac Goodman. 41st is Alec Rice. 42nd is Andre Tecorda. 43rd is Alina Carr. 44th is Nate Vanderbeek. 45th is Zach Rhodes. 46th is Carson Reed. 47th is Jason Cragen. 48th is Nathan Wright. 49th is Quentin Bolin. And 50th is Keith Schneider. 51st was Spencer Worthman. 52nd, Troy Fuller. 53rd, Trey Van Wyck. 54th, Luis Lugo. 55th was Jacob Kraft. 56th, Tim Schmidt. 57th, Brendan Sramick. 58th, Harley Shane. 59th, Braxton Coble. 60th, Brian Roth. 61st, Anthony Mastriani. 62nd, Emma Wren. 63rd, Alexis Runk. And 64th, Ryan Burks. That's our entire field. Run down, read off. All of them are there. So Anthony can bowl 202. He's going to go grab another ball. Alexis can bowl 211. 237 for Stubler. Bloomquist with another strike there in the 10th frame. He's going to be in the 260s. So Bloomquist is going to go to the lead. He's going to go around Stubler. Bloomquist was plus 233, Stubler 256. So we have a new leader. Darren Bloomquist. Ten make it into the next round, and the top 4 solidified into the stepladder finals. We will have 10 will bowl 7 and 8 will bowl 9 in a bracket. The winners of each one of those matches will then have the 5th and 6th qualifiers put into that bracket. They will each bowl a game, and the winners of each one will then bowl each other to determine who will be the number 5 seed on the show. It gets more players involved in the event and more in the cut instead of just cutting to a top 5 step ladder. Oh, 7-10 conversion right there. Kenny Calkins III picks the 7-10. In case you missed it, here is that 7-10 conversion. Easy peasy. 7-10 for Kenny Calkins III. Tom Hess had 195 the first game. He just stopped by the booth to let me know. Emma Wren finishing out here, can bowl 190. As we get ready to go into game number 2. I will bring it into the booth. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside Bowling coverage here from the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. Glad you're with us here today. Just wanted to say hello. I know you all like to see me. Just wanted to say, hey, what's up? Since we don't have anybody out there bowling right now, don't forget to support our sponsors. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Looks like we might be about ready to go here. Let's see. I'll take you over here first. There is Jason Cragen. Bowling with Nathan Wright, Zach Rhodes, and Carson Reed. These players came in the 47th through 50th positions. And just to the left, you've got Andre Tecorda, Alex Bryce, Elena Carr, Nate Vanderbeek.
By squad.
Okay.
So here's cutoff for A squad, all the games, B squad, and C squad.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I got some individual scores. We'll talk about some individual scores from yesterday. Bottom right of your screen, by the way, we have Spencer Worthman, Troy Fuller, Keith Schneider, Quentin Bolin, Luis Lugo, Trey Van Wyck, Jacob Kraft, and Tim Schmidt. So there you have it. Now, let's get into some individual scores from yesterday. Nate Stubler, our tournament leader, when he came through our pairs, he bowled 195 yesterday. His games to be the high qualifier, though, he bowled 267, 232, 212, 195, 256, 247, 247. So we saw his worst game here. And when Eric was in the booth, we were trying to predict a number that he would bowl. Hey, Eric, remember we were predicting Nate Stubler's number yesterday? Yeah, but you said 247 for his score. He bowled two 247s at the end. Isn't that hilarious? Yeah, 247, 247. You were, yeah, a couple hours early, yeah. Bloomquist yesterday bowled 220, 245, 188, 300, 233, 230, and 217. And that was last night. Those two players came off of last night's squad. Lucas Finley yesterday had 232, 225, 245, 192, 237, 226, 248. Kenny Calkins III had 212, 265, 256, 225, 203, 205, and 237. Every game over 200. And Mike Yaw had 236, 201, 249, 215, 194, 268, 225. So those are some individual scores from yesterday. I didn't win the alien, guys. I haven't even tried. That's it. Cragen with a double. I saw him on the concourse yesterday when I went down to the tournament office, and he goes, "What are you thinking out there for this week?" And I said, "Well, you got a purple hammer?" He goes, "I got 5 of them." I said, "Well, just grab your purple hammer and get really close to the gutter and throw it slow, and you're golden." He bowled his first entry and tried to shape it a little too much and throw it a little too hard, and then bowled last night, bowled much better. And I saw him bowl, and I walked over. I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Dude, I should have just did what you said from the very beginning." So he's over here on 17 and 18. We got him up for you, and he's got his stuff parked right next to the booth here, and he just said, I got my Flanagan release out today. I don't know if his ball roll is going to be able to vault him inside of the top 10, but he's still going to have a nice event. He's doing everything right. Yeah, Brian, you're right. There's a lot of really good, great talent out there on the lanes. I like Zach Rhodes here also. Look at how smooth he is. Watch him roll this. Boom. So many great bowlers out here today. All right, so I was just talking up my man Jason here. Let's see what he does on 17. See if he can make it 3 in a row. Purple hammer, slow. Oh, he did not get through that one great. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you kidding me? He just missed it at the bottom. Yeah, you totally missed it at the bottom. What the hell was that? He gets away with it. When you're playing the lanes right, when you're playing them perfect, you can miss it at the bottom and still trip out a 3-pin. Are you kidding me? This guy, maybe he will win the tournament. If he's going to carry stuff like that, he might win the whole thing. Goodness gracious. Vanderbeek. Every time I see Vanderbeek on the, I don't know much about his game, but I've watched him throw some shots. He throws it really good too. And I keep thinking James Vanderbeek, the actor. I don't know why. But I do. Was that Dawson's Creek? I think he was in, right? There is a little girl here that has on a Super Mario hoodie. I like your beanie. I like your hat. And she's got a Super Mario beanie on that matches. It's got all the characters on the beanie. It's pretty cool. I think it might be Quentin Boland's. Nope, not Quentin Boland's. Troy Fuller's daughter, maybe? Is there a men's and women's division in this? No, it's all one division, but Joe does pay out additional spots to seniors and to women. He does have a couple of built-in bonuses for them. And just for the record, I want to say that the scoring pace of this event this year, in my opinion, has just been about perfect. It's challenging. You got to be consistent with your speed and your targeting and your release. But if you do miss every once in a while, you can get away with one, or you can at least leave something makeable. So it's a test, but it's not a brutal test out here. You know, sometimes they're just brutal. Although this is a major tournament, I like this pace. This pace is good. It took 30 to make the cut out of 204 entries. Tom Hess, who's probably the best bowler in the field, the only one going into the PBA Hall of Fame, had to bowl twice and isn't towards the top of the leaderboard. That means that they are tricky. All right, here's our scores right now. Darren Bloomquist goes to the lead, as we mentioned, at plus 302. Nate Stubler is second at plus 293. Ryan Julian up to third at plus 235. Zach Carter is fourth at plus 234. Lucas Finley fifth now at plus 233. Kenny Calkins the third is sixth at plus 216. Lucas Hersrud is seventh at plus 213. Josh Kennedy is eighth at plus 211. Ninth is Dave Barris at plus 208. 10th is Logan Williams at plus 207. Brady Stearns is 11th at plus 201. Brady Stearns, what place was he in? Brady Stearns, where was he? I didn't think he was that high. Man, I'm really struggling here with that. Okay, let's see. Brady Stearns was in... He was 113 over in 30th after yesterday. He is at 201 over, so he bowled 270. Thought I saw that name go up the board. Yeah, he's 11th now. Brady Stearns at 201. Chad Moss is 12th at 197. Kyle Rosenberg is 13th at 192. Kai Yamada is 14th at 189. Jonathan Shallow 15th at 185. Two players are at 184, Gustafson and Jake Bedard. 18th is Jace Meyer at 180. Brandon Runk is at 178 and 19th. Kendrick Siders 20th at 171. And so on. You can see those scores on the link I have pinned at the top of the chat here on our Inside Bowling chat here on YouTube. I'm going to invert the streams here. Ready? A little scoreboard update here because we got some strikes going on over here on 19 through 22. Tim Schmidt has the front five over there. Trey Van Wyck has 290 left on 21. Back-to-back shots on the right lane for Tim Schmidt after being perfect to start the game. Right lane proving to be a little tricky for him. Troy Fuller strikes in the 8th. Key Schneider here goes open 6-bagger, trying to make it 7 on 19. That's a beautiful shot. Keith Schneider is on page 2. A little surprised with that kind of ball reaction. 49th right now, plus 79. So Trey can bowl 248 here with a fill in the 10th. Jacob Kraft can bowl 216, letter C up there on the right. Still got Luis Lugo can still get to 239, 227 for Tim Schmidt, left side. Quentin Bolin up here on lane 19 can get to 222. Keith Schneider can still bowl 258, 226 left on the board for Spencer Worthman, and 216 for Troy Fuller. Over on 17 and 18, they're about a frame behind. Carson Reed steps up right now. Leaves the bucket minus the 8-pin. Best he can do is 190 now if he spares this and strikes out in the 9th and 10th. Zach Rhodes can still bowl 248 over there. Jason Cragen can still bowl 212, and Nathan Wright can bowl 247. Nathan up right now, bottom right of your screen. 8th frame, nice shot there. And then we go next door over there, Alex Bryce, letter A. Right now just finishing out. Can get to 198. That was the first one in the 10th. Andre Tacorda right underneath him can bowl 216 if he strikes out in the 10th frame. Has a spare working in the 9th. Elena Carr can bowl 217. She strikes out in the 10th frame. And the big game over there is Nate Vanderbeek. Strike 6-3, and he has all strikes going into the 10th frame. Nice shot there from Elena. We'll invert the pairs so you can take a look at the scores over here as well. Zach Rhodes, every time I watch him throw a shot, it seems like he strikes. Just 3-9 counts that game. Solid bowling across top to bottom here. 196, 206, 217, 257. Still got 248 left out here. 192 posted and 247 left as well. Next door to give you some finals. Quentin Bolin ended up with 219. Keith Schneider finished with 258. 224 for Spencer Worthman. Troy Fuller finishes with 206. Louis Lugo had 239. Trey Van Wyck had 248. 216 for Jacob Kraft, and Tim Schmidt finishes with 225. All right, as we head into game number 3. Let you know who we have out here now. I have a game 2 update here for you in just a moment. But I see Kyle Kroll. He is letter A on the top left. Bowling with Matt Hibbard, who's letter B. Jason Jones, letter C. And letter D is Jake Schramm. Just to the right, Dan Healy's letter A. Trenton Holtz is letter B. Isaac Goodman, letter D. And Nick Howman, letter C. Bottom right of your screen, we just saw these players come through. They just flip over to lanes 19 through 22, which is Bryce, Takorda, Carr, and Vanderbeek, and in Reed, Rhodes, Cragen, and Wright. Again, you're watching continuing coverage of the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. Mike Flanagan here with you as we've got game 3 of 6 before we head into our top 10 bracket finals, with the top 4 receiving buys into the top 4 traditional stepladder. 5 and 6 also will receive buys in the first round of the bracket. Awaiting our game 2 update. Will be coming in here in just a minute. Whenever you get the top 64 players in, it bowled the best through 3 qualifying squads yesterday. They all know how to play them. See everybody playing pretty much right of the second arrow. Urethane pushes oil down the lane. Those that are using reactive removes oil from the lane. You can see that overall right now, most people have a pretty good look to the strike pocket with just a slight miss left or right, or a little fast with your speed can cause issues. Some players are starting to experience a little bit earlier hook now. Have to be careful not to move left and try to throw it to a spot, though, because the ball will not recover. So a lot of ball changes, a little bit of speed change as well can combat that. So it looks like I've got scores after 2 just handed to me up here in the booth from Jennifer. Nate Stubler is your tournament leader at plus 348. He goes back to the lead. Aaron Bloomquist is second at plus 319. Third is Dave Barris at plus 263. Brandon Runk all the way up to fourth at plus 256. Kendrick Siders is fifth at plus 250. Brady Stearns sixth now at plus 249. Boy, he's on the move. Lucas Finley is seventh at plus 241. Logan Williams is eighth at plus 238, tied with Lucas Herzrud and Kai Yamada. Excuse me, Kai Yamada is actually at 228. He's in 10th. Jonathan Shallow 11th at 222. Ryan Julian 12th at plus 219. 13th is Jake Bedard at plus 217. Kyle Rosenberg is 14th at plus 216. We got a tie for 15th. Kyle Kroll 214. And Kenny Calkins at 214. Got a tie for 17th at 212. Jake Schramm and Chad Moss. Got a tie for 19th at 211. Zach Carter and Andrew Blaney. So currently right now to get inside the top 10 is plus 228. And we've got to all the way down to 21st within 20 pins. So this is super tight right now to see who's going to make it inside the top 10. If you want to check out all the scores are available right now over at the link that I have posted at the top of the chat window. Available right there. Morning, good to see you. Yeah, to those of you that just might be joining us, the oil pattern is 42 feet in length. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio, but the way that the loads are put into the pattern, it's a bit of a softer 2-to-1 pattern, actually. Everybody has to play to the right, same zone for the most part. There's a little bit of hold built into the pattern. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Not easy compared to a house shot or anything like that. And down lane, the ball exiting the pattern can be quite tricky. I'm just looking across all these lanes right now. Look, you got a 2-8-10, you got a 4-pin, you got a 3-6, you got a 3-pin, and you got a 6-pin. Ellen, I just missed that 6-pin. Nate Stubler is your tournament leader. He is looking to win this for the 3rd time and tie Tom Hess for the record for the most amount of wins in this one. Tom Hess is up to plus 174 after 2 games. I'm actually going to go check and see how Tom is doing. Well, I can report that the scores are going up everywhere. Jace Meyer just had the front 10, bowled 289. I counted 8 players that had a 7-bagger at some point in the game just walking through the house. So lanes are getting nice because everybody's playing them the proper way. There's still a bunch of oil in the middle. And there's oil being removed from the outside part of the lane, which is making them pretty nice right now. And this is just game 3. I think the next 3 games, other than some of the pairs you got to hit with some urethane where they might be a little tight down lane, I think we're going to see a continuation of the scores being really good here at Cadillac XBC here in Waterloo, Iowa. Glad you're with us. Mike Flanagan flying solo here this weekend, just bringing you the action as best as I can, letting you know what's going on here in the building. Got the link posted at the top of the chat. They can get you information for where what the oil pattern looks like. You can dissect that at home. You can take a look and see all the different scores throughout all the different rounds. Took plus 30 to make it into the top 64 here today with 204 entries. Sold out field. We've got over $6,000 added thanks to our great sponsors that we've mentioned several times. Of course, our title sponsor, Ebonite. Appreciate all that they do for the GIBA, Greater Iowa Bowling Association, and you can find out all about all the events going on up here in Iowa, Greater Iowa Bowling Association, GIBA-bowling.com on the internet. And let's take a look at kind of pacing here. It is 10:41. They'll be done with game 3 here shortly. So it took about an hour and 40 minutes to bowl the first 3 games. So we had practice in there as well. Maybe an hour and a half. So that means that we will start our bracket play and then our step ladder. All that will start probably around 12:30. We'll have 10 versus 7 and 8 versus 9. And then we will bring in 5 and 6 to bowl the winners. And then they will bowl together to figure out who will be the top seed out of the bracket, which becomes the number 5 seed on the step ladder, because the top 4 are all locked into the step ladder. So the number 5 seed will then try to run the ladder coming out of the bracket. That's how we do it every time here. This one, no exception. Kyle Kroll strikes in the 10th. Can get into 230s. Jason Jones, best he can do is 195. Appreciate the help in the chat, Stephanie. I will move it over here. Take a look and see where the scores look like on these 2 pairs. Best Ellen can do now is 186. Love that soft roll and touch from Carson Reed on 21. Oh, that's left. Ball hooked at her toes. Nate Vanderbeek. Strike 8 spare, 9 open, 9 spare, 5 bagger headed into the 10th frame. Andre Tecorda gets the first one. The 10th can still bowl 219. Vanderbeek. What a shot. Looks really good. My man Jason over there. Solid 8. Nice shot by Andre. Yep, the old ham turkey dinner. You're right. That's right. Rep. Look at that. I want to throw it like him. Zach Rhodes, still bowl 259. I'm telling you, every time I watch Zach Rhodes bowl, he's striking. Letter A, upper right. Beautiful. Great finish. What'd you bowl the last game? Okay. So we've got some new players coming in, of course, for our next game, game number 4. Brady Stern's going to be coming over. Chad Nelson's going to be coming over. We're going to have Matt Hibbard, Kyle Kroll, Jason Jones, Jake Schramm, Chris Wiley, Jace Meyer, Brady Stearns, Johnny Davis. And we're going to have Chad Nelson, Victor Cortez, Brody Green, Zach Andreessen, Kendrick Siders, Simon Larson, Jonathan Shallow, and Josh Kennedy here in game 4. Zach Rhodes. 2:59 max left. Trenton Holtz finishing out here on lane 18. Get to 2:08. Must have been a ball change or something there for Zach Rhodes. 2:57. right, here we go. I'm going to switch it over to this one here as we have some new players coming in. And they are here. They have arrived. Simon Larson, Jonathan Shallow, Josh Kennedy, Kendrick Siders, Zach Andreessen, Brody Green, Victor Cortez, Chad Nelson. That's your front and center. Chad Nelson saying he's got some senior money.
Hey Brady, what'd you bowl the first two? 288, 248.
So Brady Stearns bowls 288, 248, and just bowled 220 the last game to start things out. I told you he was on the move. And he's on lanes 19 and 20. Knew he bowled a big first game. Fix that camera. Take a look at Brady Stearns here, bottom right. Woo, he's getting that ball back from pretty far away. Is Hess going to hit any pairs near here? He is on his way this way. I think we'll have him the next game. Do want to welcome in all 441 viewers here watching continuing coverage 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. The real fun begins about 12:30 today when we cut down to the top 10. And seeds 1 through 4 will get quite a bit of a break. Couple-hour break. Yeah, Hess is actually just to the left of our live stream pairs. He's over on 13 and 14, so you will catch glimpses of Hess on the left-hand side of your screen. Looks like I got standings after 3 games. Brady Stearns has moved inside the top 8 now. So Stubler leads at plus 359. Bloomquist is second at plus 335. Dave Barris is third at plus 329. Barris looking to win for the 3rd time, I believe it is, as well. Kendrick Siders fourth at plus 305. Jace Meyer is 5th at plus 291. Lucas Finley 6th at plus 289. Lucas Hersrud is 7th at plus 283. 8th is Brady Stearns at plus 276. 9th is Kenny Calkins III at plus 269. Andrew Blaney is 10th at plus 267. Logan Williams 11th at plus 252. Kyle Kroll 12th at plus 251. Zach Carter 13th at plus 249. 14th is Brandon Runk at 247. 15th, Zach Rhodes at 244, tied with Ryan Julian. At 238 over is Chad Moss in 17th. 18th is Jake Schramm at 236 over. At 235 over is 19th is Jonathan Shallow. 20th, Josh Kennedy at plus 227. So right now to make it inside the top 10 is plus 267. 20th at 227, just 40 pins back is Josh Kennedy, and a whole bunch of players between there. And it's even tight going back from there. So players within, say, 66 pins would go all the way back to 27th position. So with 3 games to play, it's anybody's ball game here. A lot of folks, probably about 50 people could still win this tournament. Got Josh Kennedy here with the front 5. Kendrick Siders, 280 still left. We got 279 out there for Jonathan Shallow. Lots of scores here. So we've been sitting here watching. I've been watching the screen with you guys while I was doing a few other things. Brady Stearns tripped the 4-pin on this right lane last time. Made a great shot over on the left lane. 10 back on that one. So Brady Stearns, as I mentioned, he came into the day, made a big move. He was in 30th and he's all the way up to 8th. After bowling 280, 240, 220 to start, he's got a good game going here. He's on 19 and 20. We also saw Josh Kennedy had the front 6. Saw him come in high, but he is still striking. And we got Kendrick Siders. It's still got 268 left. Chad Nelson has missed once, getting up on 18. Chad over 50 now. So again, the scores are just cruising right along. Dave Barris, yes, won in 2016 and 2019. He and Nate Stubler have won twice. Casey Murphy has won twice. And Tom Hess has won 3 times. Again, if you're just tuning in or stumbling across our broadcast, my name is Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. I'm here navigating the weekend here with you, taking you through, giving you updates on everything that's happening here in the building as best as I can. I have been kind of walking around, checking out some things. There's a 9-out, 8-bagger down on 11 and 12. Tom Hess is up on 14 on the left side of your screen. I can tell you that strike there, Tom has gone double, 5-4, and he has thrown all strikes up until the 8th frame. Tom is currently in 25th at plus 201. He is 66 out of the top 10. Brady Stearns, another strike down there on the bottom right of your screen. He's gone spare, double, 6-2, 4-bagger. Also that 8-pin that was just left on 21 by Hibbard. He went spare 5-bagger, or excuse me, 6-bagger, now 9 count. Across from him, is letter D, Jake Schramm. He's working on 280. Eric Littig just came by the booth and held up something he wrote on a piece of paper, and he says crazy high scores today. Yes, that's true. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. This is just a real lesson for everybody out there. Just because it says 2-to-1 ratio doesn't mean that they're brutal or that they're easy, right? When there's a defined place to play on the lanes and everybody camps out there and it holds up for a long period of time, that can lead to some higher scores. Shallow working on 279. Where's he at? Let's see where he's at in the standings. He's 19th at plus 235. So he's looking to jump into the number. So it's going to take some numbers here. Shout out to Kyle Troop. Congratulations on winning the Indiana Classic, the Just Bear Indiana Classic over the weekend. Jamie, I'm not sure on posting the cashers for the seniors and the women 1 and 3. I can find out who it was. Normally Joe comes and joins me in the booth later. And he'll probably tell us then. Kendrick Siders. Oh, no messenger. Still getting the 240s. Messengers just flying around. That's the other thing, is the light hits are getting a lot of messengers going. Brady Stearns has a pin caught in the curtain behind here. Sometimes that can impact pin carry. There we have 1, 2, 3, 4 single pins on the screen right now. And a 2, 4, 8, 10 on the bottom right. And a 6 pin converted. Shallow 9 pins there on his 11th. 268. Chad Nelson not going to be in the 240s here. Because we all have a pretty good handle here on what's happening on these lanes and the scores we've been watching. I'm going to minimize them in the bottom right side of your screen and bring in these players here. Brady Stearns with the double in the 10th. He's going to bowl 252. .247 for Jace Meyer. Chris Wiley can still bowl 176. It was 191 for Johnny Davis. Right next door, you got Kyle Kroll finishes 188. Matt Hibbard can still bowl 246. It was 160 for Jason Jones, and Jake Schramm still bowl 280. Brady Stearns looking to go back-to-back in the major tournaments here in Iowa. We might have some crazy high scores later on today in the finals. We might have like a 300 to 279 type final or stepladder match. Pins are going to be flying. We'll have some new players come in. We'll have game number 5 coming up here. In just a moment. All right, I've got some information here for you, but before I go over the information, I'm going to share with you who we have on our screen here. Seen some players switch over here for Game 5. Got one more to play after that. Tom Hess left a run over the rack solid 7 in the first frame. Struck on the ball before that, or after that. Strikes here. So let's see where Hess is at on my sheet. All right, Tom Hess is bowling with Brady Gustafson, Logan Williams, and Rob Amers, and just to his left is Jake Bedard, Brandon Runk, Zach Carter, and Kai Yamada. Bottom right of your screen is Josh Kennedy, Jonathan Shallow, Simon Larson, Kendrick Siders, along with Zach Andreessen, Brody Green, Victor Cortez, and Chad Nelson, who we just had for you. We had a question regarding the other checks that were paid out for the seniors and females, and I have that information for you. So first of all, finishing 65th through 68th, who cashed in this event through qualifying but didn't make it to today, Justin Schwiffler was 65th and received $200, along with Justin Stewart, Dwayne Kiltz, and William Young all got $200 for their $160 entry fee. And then getting their prize money back, or their entry fee back at $160, was Jim Howard, Lyle Coleman, and Ed Peterson from the senior side. And on the female side, Brittany Smith, Veronica West, and Cassidy Corey were the 3 other players that received $160, their entry fee back for being higher placed out of the cut numbers for them. The prize list today is $3,000 for first, $2,300 for second, $1,700 for third, $1,400 for fourth, $1,200 for fifth, and $1,000 for sixth. $850 to the 7th and 8th finishers, $750 to the 9th and 10th finishers here today. Remember, it was a $160 entry fee to come bowl this tournament. Really nice payout here. Brady Gustafson has started with the front 4 here. Brandon Runk as well with the front 4. There were 204 entries in this event. 68 times 3 gets us at 204. 68 cashed, 64 made it to today. Brandon Runk, oh, solid 9 for Brandon Runk. Scores after 4, just coming up to me in the booth. Nate Stubler leads at plus 427. Darren Bloomquist is second at plus 371. Dave Barris third at plus 354. Kendrick Siders fourth at plus 352. Jace Meyer fifth at plus 338. Lucas Finley sixth at plus 335. Brady Stearns is seventh at plus 328. Brandon Runk up to eighth at plus 312. Logan Williams is ninth at plus 306, tied with Lucas Hersrud at 306. So we do have some inside the top 10 on our live stream right now for you. Jonathan Shallow is 11th at 303. He's 3 outside of the number. Jake Schramm is in 12th at plus 289. That is 17 back of the number. Andrew Blaney is 13th at plus 269. Kenny Calkins the third and 14th at plus 269. Excuse me, he's tied with Blaney. That's my bad. 15th, Ryan Julian is at plus 258. 16th is Josh Kennedy at 249. Rhodes is in 17th at 248. Old Tom Hess, 18th right now, plus 242. He is still 64 back of 10th, though. All these guys are going to need a pretty big game with the scoring pace being as high as it is now, the way the lanes have been broken down. Nate Vanderbeek, 19th at plus 241. Chad Moss, 20th at plus 240. And there's still a slew of other players that are within 100 pins of the number. But just with 2 to play and that scoring pace being around 230 or so for the top 10, for you to make up 100 pins, you're going to have to go 280, 280. But believe it or not, it's possible right now. Logan Williams, pretty good shot there, sending pins everywhere. Again, Williams is 9th right now at 306. And it's a tie, so 9th and 10th both at plus 306. Again, Hess is plus 242. Spare 4-bagger, and he knows he needs big baggers if he's going to make it into the top 10. The only person to win this tournament 3 times out of the 24 of them that have been held. He's confused by that shot. Just didn't read. The monitor says 16.83 for Hess's speed. It looked a touch firm to me, and you can't always rely on those things to be 100% accurate. Well, Brady's got himself a 7-bagger. Brady Gustafson Got to check Brady in the standings here. Where's Brady at? He's in 37th at 179. He would need a couple of 300 games, I think, to get there. Number right now is 306. It's 130 back. Yeah, he would need to go sheet for the rest of the day, I think. Unless the scores just come down for some reason the last game. Hess's last shot was 16.83 on the left lane. Let's see what the speed was there. He was left to target. 16.93. Get over there. All right. Brady gets the spare down. Still 279 left for himself. And don't forget, there is prize money at stake, too. You know, we talk about just the cut, but prize fund, you know, let's just say Brady right now is in 37th. If he finishes there, he gets 300 bucks. Let's say he could get to 27th. That's 350. Let's say he could get to 17th. That's $510. So big difference in moving up the prize list as well. Put a little more money in your pocket. Do want to welcome in all of our viewers. We've got the most viewers we've had all day today, so thank you so much for supporting our stream. If you'd like to support us in the best way possible, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like this video. Doesn't cost you anything to do that. And then if you want to support at a higher level, you can purchase things from our online store like hoodies and t-shirts, things like that. You can save 15% with coupon code YouTube. In addition to that, we also sell bowling balls, bags, and shoes, a full service pro shop. So if you order online, we'd love to have the opportunity for your business. We ship out same day, and our prices are competitive with everybody else. Many of the prices are actually locked in. You can't change the prices. It's what the manufacturer set forth. And to those that have supported over the years, thank you so much. Does not go unnoticed. Certainly do appreciate you letting us be able to do these events and support what we're doing and showing up to watch. It'd be pretty boring if I was just sitting here live streaming this to my family. But now I have an extended family, all of you, the entire community here at Inside Bowling. YouTube is a wonderful thing, let me tell you. Good shot by Tom. Rob Amers having a tournament of his life. Well, not of his life, but he's bowling good this week. Rob Amers currently 47th at plus 96. I was talking to Joe Engelkiss about the way this pattern's played and whatnot. He's like, I think this is the fairest pattern we've had from all different types of bowlers. Whether you're left-handed, right-handed, two-handed, whatever it is you are, everybody has a look to the pocket. And that's why the scores are higher, because there's not certain people that are just completely clueless and locked out. Everybody's kind of got to look to the pocket. It's about executing the shot. Some would say the scores are a little too high, but Joe and I were talking, we really kind of like this. Oh, how about that little carry there for Brady?
It's not 5 in a row right away toward the end of the game, I
Take a look at this pin action again from Brady. Watch the 10 pin here. Gone. Beautiful game by Brady, 279. So Hess is going to be in the 250s. Brandon Runk with a spare there is going to be 224. And he knows he needed a little more score here this game. Runk currently right now is 8th at plus 312. Logan Williams just behind him. Just bowled 230. 235. So it's gonna be tight, that's for sure. Nice game for Tom. $250. Gonna invert things here. Kendrick Siders. Currently fourth at plus 352. Up in the 10th frame. Can bowl 236. Josh Kennedy, 16th at plus 249. He's 57 back. The best he can do is 192, and that's if he were to convert the 2810. Gave it a little run there. Had 240. Who had 240? Victor Cortez had 240. Cortez is currently 34th. 238 for Zach Andreessen. He was at 209. Jonathan Shallow currently 11th. He's the first guy out. Shallow up here in the 10th frame on lane 20. Can still bowl 238. That was a big shot for him. Jake Bedard can throw this fill shot for 181, by the way, on the bottom right of your screen. And he does. Simon Larson with the strike there. I mean, 360? Probably. Logan wants to know what's the number going to be. I'm like 360. Could end up being, I It depends on how much they maul them in Game 6. I would imagine maybe scores would come down a little just because they've transitioned and will still be transitioning, but maybe not. But we'll have Game 6 for you here in just a moment. It's going to be a slight break in the action. So as we are in game number 6, we've got not the prize list. Need the sheet here. All right, let's see. We've got lanes 19 and 20. We got Dave Barris up right now. Again, he's won twice in this event. Bowling with Chad Moss, Andrew Blaney, and Ryan Julian. Over to the right, Jake Bedard, Brandon Runk, Zach Carter, Kai Yamada. Bottom right of your screen, we have Bloomquist, Stubler, Calkins III, and Lucas Finley. And then just to the right, not there yet, is Hersrud, Rosenberg, Techtemeyer, and Yaw. Later on today, when we do get into the bracket play, we'll have 7 versus 10 on 15 and 16. And 8 versus 9 on 17 and 18. Then they will flip, and 5 and 6 will come in, and then we'll move over to 19 and 20, which will be our championship pair, but we're going to determine who the 5 seed is on that pair. And then 5 versus 4 seed match will take place on 25 and 26. Then the winner of that against the 3 seed will be on 23 and 24. The winner of that will be the 2 seed, will be on 21 and 22, and our championship pair for the final match will be on lanes 19 and 20. And that's where things will shake out today. We have a delay of some sort over here on 15 and 16. Not sure if it's a ball return or what it is at the moment. Well, we do have a delay. Somebody might have bowled on the wrong lane. Nate Stubler just went and talked to Joe. Roll that 2-pin, Andrew. I have clarification on what happened on Stubler's pair. They all bowled on the wrong lane. Everybody bowled their first frame on the wrong lane. So their letters don't coincide with what I have up here in the booth. Good thing I know who they all are. And those 2 pairs are just in frame 2. As soon as I have a Game 5 update, I'll have it for you. We'll start trying to tell some stories here on what's going on. Zach Carter has the front four, 21 and 2. Dave Barris, solid nines. He's like, I don't solid nine very often. But he just did. Meanwhile, Andrew Blaney has tripped a 2-pin and sent messengers over the 10, and these old guys and Moss and Barris compared to these younger guys are just like, man, we wish we'd had that power. They've given me a couple looks up here in the booth, like, we need some power. Scores after 5. I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right. Scores after 5. We've got Nate Stubler, your leader, at 429. Darren Bloomquist, the second, at 419. Brady Stearns is all the way up to third at 387. What a day he's had. Kendrick Siders in fourth at plus 367. Dave Barris, fifth at plus 358. We got Dave up for you here. Logan Williams is sixth at plus 341. Chase Meyer is seventh at plus 340. Eighth is Lucas Finley at plus 337. Ninth, Brandon Runk at 334. And 10th is Jonathan Shallow at 319. 10th after the last game was 306, so it went up 13 pins. Kenny Calkins the third is 11th at plus 318. Ryan Julian 12th at 316. Jake Schramm is 13th at plus 312. Lucas Herzrud 14th at plus 311. Kyle Kroll 15th at 306. Tom Hess 16th at 297. 17th is Chad Moss at 295, who's right here. Chad Schneider 18th at 282. Andrew Blaney 19th at 274. So he's 50 out. 20th, Brady Gustafson at plus 258. Ryan Julian right now. Just on the outside looking in, he's 12th. He is 3 out of the top 10. 3 pins. Brandon Runk barely in right now at 334. Currently 9th. Nice shot by Brandon. Kai Yamada is in 27th at plus 230. Not going to have enough. Zach Carter is perfect through 6. He's in 23rd at 237. Just getting the lay of the land, talking to Eric Liddig and walking around here. A lot of high scores. I'll tell you what, though, that shot there by Ryan Julian, that was a massive frame for him to leave that 7-pin and then miss it. The best he can do is 227. He is in 12th right now, plus 316. We're thinking this number is going to need to get to somewhere. It's going to get somewhere around 340 or so. There are some players still with a lot left out there. And of course, you saw the gutter spare for Zach Carter. Not often you see a 270 possible with a gutter spare, but you may see it here. Still got Kai Yamada out there with 279 left. But Kai is in 27th at plus 230. Best he can get to 309, and it's going to be short. Ryan Julian right now, though, stepping up on lane 19. He's got an outside shot, but that 8th frame was tough. Nate Stubler on the bottom right of your screen. That collapsing the bucket was for the front 7. Darren Bloomsquist right underneath him can still bowl 279. Lucas Finley can still bowl 280. Lucas Hersrud is kind of making a run here. Also, he's got spare 5-bagger on 17 and 18. Hersrud right now is 14th at plus 311. So he is 8 out of the cut. And that's going to do it for Ryan Julian. Kenny Calkin struggling. Kai Yamada leaves a 7-pin there, so his string comes to an end. Brandon Runk, it's an interesting case study here. He's at 334. If he could add 31 here, put him at 65, 365. With a spare strike for Runk. Oh, he did get it. It's kind of close, though. Logan Williams can still bowl 258 over on 23 and 24. He'll be up in the 9th frame in a bit. Brady Gustafson bowled 258 the last, or he's at plus 258, and he's got 267 left. Don't think that's going to be enough. Nate Stubler, bottom right of your screen, stepping up in the 8th frame for the front 8. It's a nice break for Julian, too little too late. Stubler flushes that for the front 8. Nate Stubler is going to be your tournament leader, more than likely, although Bloomquist, right underneath him, can bowl 279. There's only 10 pins separate them, so I guess I can't call it that early yet. It's more of a dogfight for the top seed right now. Dave Barris was 5th at plus 358. Barris up right now. Oh, fortunate just to leave the 9 there. So if he bowls 197, that's going to put him at 355. Should be plenty good. Chad Moss, 234 max score here would put him at 329. So that is his final score. 329 for Moss. If Blaney bowls 236, he can get to 310, but won't be enough. Zach Carter's not going to bowl that 270 game we were talking about. Nate Stubler, bottom right of your screen, is looking for the front 9. Gets it. Lucas Finley's working on 280. He's an 8th, so he's protecting. He's going to be fine. Looks like Dave Barris finishes with 190. All right, let me take a look here. 190. 194. So Dave Barris goes 6 backwards. He's at plus 352. Slide over here now. Lucas Finley working on 280. Brandon Runk finished with 228. So Runk finishes at 362. 362 goes around Dave Barris. Seth Tegmeyer can still bowl 269, excuse me. He is at 218, so that won't be enough. Kenny Calkins was 11th at plus 318. He can bowl 228, which would be more than Chad Moss. Chad Moss trying to get inside the number. Jonathan Shallow a little bit further down here. He's got 250s left, it looks like. But here's Nate Stubler. And what the story here is, Stubler's at plus 429. Bloomquist is at 419. Bloomquist is bowling directly below him. And Bloomquist can bowl 279. So he needs to beat Stubler by 11 pins to grab the top seed. If Stubler marks, he's good. If he opens, Bloomquist could be the top seed. So this shot right here is to lock up the top seed for Nate Stubler. And he leaves an 8 pin. If he were to miss this for some reason, which I don't think he will, that'd be 268. That would mean Bloomquist could strike out in the 10th frame and take the lead by 1. So Stubler must make this. Meanwhile, Lucas Finley working on his 280 here. 8th currently, he can get to 417. Which may give him all these bracket matches off. And he wraps a 7. Still might get that opportunity. Stubler covers the spare. He's your top seed. He is number 1. He is going to bowl at about 345 today. He's done until then. And he'll bowl for the wheat. Looking to be a 3-time champion of this tournament. Also put him on the thumbnail. Just throwing that out there into the universe. And these are the pairs that we'll come back with for our next round, 15 through 18. So Stubler's going to be in, Bloomquist in. Dave Barris looks like he's going to be in. Lucas Finley, Brandon Runk. Just waiting on some other scores to give you the for sure. Let you watch the end of this. I'm going to go grab Eric Liddick and I'm going to get my scores down and try to give you the scores as soon as possible. All right, folks, I got some info here. We got a lot of people in the 330s. We got Jake Strom and Kenny Calkins are at 335. Jace Meyer finished at 333. He was inside the number. Chad Moss finished at 329. Lucas Hersrud, 311. This 210 right here is massive for Hersrud. He gets one, so he was at 311, and he bowls 235. Puts him at 346. So that should be good. Bloomquist had 279 the last game. So that's 28, 498. Stearns and Siders both tied at 394. Logan Williams gets to 399. So Stubler is 1, Bloomquist is 2. The next highest score that I have is Logan Williams. Eric, you got Logan Williams third?
Yes.
Logan Williams is going to be third. Fourth, do you have a tie?
Yep. Well, no. I have 395.
Oh, yeah, for Lucas Finley.
I have a tie for sixth.
You have a tie for fifth?
Yes. And seventh, I have 375. Shayla.
You have Shallow in seventh.
Yep. Eighth, 362 would be Runk.
Yep, eighth is Brandon Runk.
Ninth is 352 Barris. And 10th would be 346 Hersrud is what I have.
Hersrud is 10th at 346. So missing is Calkins at 335. Jace Meyer at 333 falls out. So Meyer's the only one that fell out, and Hersrud goes in.
Yes. That's what I have.
That's what I have as well. Chad Moss didn't have enough.
Tie for 11th between Calkins and Schramm.
And Andrew Blaney didn't bowl 260. Brady Gustafson didn't bowl 300.
No, I think we're set.
I think we're set as well. All right, so one more time, folks. This is what we have here on my paper. Nate Stubler is going to be your number 1 seed. He's not going to bowl until like almost 4 o'clock. Darren Bloomquist is going to be your number 2 seed. Nate finished at 506. Darren at 498. Third is Logan Williams at 399. Bowled a big 258 the last game to get all the way to third. And your 4th seed is Lucas Finley at 395. So that's your top 4 that are locked in. Then in 5th, we have a two-way tie, Brady Stearns and Kendrick Siders. I need to see if we have to decide that in any sort of way for this bracket play. So that'll be 5th and 6th. They'll both get buys. I don't think we'll have to decide that. I think because they both get 1 round of buys in this bracket, and then they'll both be inserted. So shouldn't affect things at all. He's got to figure out who's going to bowl who when they take on the winners. So in our first match in 7th is Jonathan Shallow is going to be taking on Lucas Hersrud. And then our 8-9 matchup will be Brandon Runk 8th against Dave Barris 9th. So that's what we have. Barris versus Runk in the first match. Hersrud versus Shallow in the first match. The winner of each one of those then will go on to take on our tied players, which is Stearns and Siders. And then the winners, whoever makes it out of that portion will then make it into the stepladder as the number 5 seed. Will take on, in the first match of the stepladder, Lucas Finley. Then in the next match will be Logan Williams, and the next match will be Darren Bloomquist, and then our top seed, Nate Stubler. So that's what we have unofficially, but I think it'll be official very, very soon. So I'm going to sign off and start a new stream right here on Inside Bowling. We'll start that stream in about 10 minutes. Look for that. It's called The Finals right here on YouTube. Want to thank everybody for being part of this broadcast. We want to thank Cadillac XBC and the Amy family for hosting the event, along with Joe Engelkiss and his family for running the event. Shout out to Kegel, too, for always putting together these patterns with the Amy family. They work together to put together these patterns. I want to thank the entire staff here as well. I want to thank you for watching today. I want to thank all of our sponsors one more time, especially our title sponsor, Ebonite. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase, check out Ebonite.com. So that's going to do it for right now. You can always click the link that's posted in the chat with all the results, and you'll see the final results roll in and all the information about this great event. It's 12:41, so I would imagine I'll start my new stream probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. The players will get some practice on lanes 15 through 18, and we'll go right into our bracket play and one of our stepladder finals later on today. So my name is Mike Flanagan. You've been watching continuing coverage of the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic right here on Inside Bowling, and I'll see you shortly on a new stream in just a little bit. See you soon. Guys in the truck. Graphic. Thank you.